This is Stephanie with Hightower Stitching in the state of Georgia with today's video. It's called Picture This Project, a quilted block under glass. Having quilted a long time, I've tried to do a lot of different projects. And you know yourself with the quilting, you can make pillows, wall hangings, framed pieces, table runners, totes, clothing accents, and pillows. And I got on a stretch where I was doing just practicing with blocks to see which blocks I'd like. And I actually found a magazine where it says 100 blocks. So you could go through there and pick out the type that you want to do. So I'd have those, and then those again would go back to being pillows. Well, by the time I get done and I go back to doing my whole quilts, then I have pieces left over from some of the quilts, and I'm always trying to figure out what to do with those. And so a couple years ago, I was walking through our local home supply, material supply store, and they have a section for returns discounted materials, and I found some windows. And they were really nice, and they were raw wood. And I said, and they were only $10. So I always have to be on the look for things. So I bought 4 or 5 of those, and another one I'm going to show you a little larger. But this one was 30 inches long and had 8-inch window panes. Now that's about good. And I'm going to show you a project that I did with that to make for a gift. And I used one of those and then some of those blocks that I had left over. And this is what I came up with. This window was 36 inches long, and each pane was 8 by 10 inches. So I looked for a piece that could be adjusted to fit. So it was probably a 10 by 10. And I had already made 2 of the blocks, so I just had to go back and create another one. And this was for my daughter. So it's got a girl in it, and it's got greens and pinks, and I had painted the frame green. And then you can purchase all different kinds of hooks. So she was going to hang this up. So there are some hooks. There's room in between for a couple more hooks. If you wanted to do cup hooks under the bottom to hang things from the bottom, like jewelry or something like that, that would work. And you know, one of the things that's important to quilts is to be able to get some air. And the way these sit on the back, there is a layer of air over the quilt in the front, between the quilt and the glass. And this one's been done for a couple of years, and they're still in great shape. You can see some of the edges of the quilt blocks showing through. And this was just a thin piece of board. And we very carefully went around the edges and nailed it in. And just make sure that you're away from the glass when you start doing this. We didn't try to glue because we had those pieces of the the quilt blocks still showing right there. And here's the other one that I bought. And it was a little bit more, but it looked so great. It's 36 inches long. And the inside panel's 13.5 by 32. Now I'm auditioning some of those table runners that I've done this last month to see which pattern would look good in that one. Because if you remember the one that was the expanding one, I could keep adding pieces onto the end until I got down to the 36-inch mark. And here's the other one that's really got the spring colors in it, made from those from those cake layers. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to use this hanging it straight up and down. Might go across, but that gives you an idea of how many things that you can do with those. So as I bring this to an end, always be on the lookout for things that you can do with the quilting that you do in the projects. Now, this was Picture This Project, Quilted Block Under Glass. This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. If you liked this video, please subscribe and like. Thank you.